Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope this show finds you in good spirits. Hopefully, we're bringing some more awareness over this case as well, because this is a case that isn't really getting a whole lot of light under the sun, y'all. So I figured, you know what? Let me share this with y'all, because I know there's other stories that we need to talk about, and we will be getting into those in some pop-up videos a little bit later on today. But this is a story, nonetheless, that needs to be brought up. And I need all y'all's help. The family needs all y'all help, okay? So this is a story that needs to be brought up, needs to be talked about, and y'all need to get savvy to this story, period, all right? But again, I hope you guys are all doing well out there. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're watching this show right here. I appreciate you coming in here and watching this show. But like I said, this is a story that not a lot of people are talking about. Actually, no one really is talking about this at all. I mean, there are people on Twitter or X or whatever they call it nowadays. People are talking about that over there, but they're not really talking about it over on these other platforms. So bringing awareness so that you guys can know about this. And like I said, these other stories that we are watching diligently, we will be talking about those in the very near future. But first things first, we have a 2-year-old that is missing right now, and I need you guys' help. So listen up here in just a little bit. Before we jump into everything, please do me a favor, some housekeeping. Hit that like button down below. Crush it. That would really mean a lot. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you hit that reaction button down below. That would really, really mean the world to me, okay? And it would really mean the world to this young boy's family as well. So please do that as well. And if you haven't done it yet, please make sure you're watching on YouTube, crush that subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, do not forget to crush my follow button on my Facebook page. It'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. All right. And of course, this helps get the story out and all that stuff. Okay, guys? But anyway, let's get into this conversation, y'all. We got some things to talk about, and this is very important. And you know, I know it's not. That's the thing. Like Dagger One just said, haven't heard anything about this. Yep, I know. That's the reason why I'm bringing it up. It is a story that needs to be seen, and I get it. It's not a instant trending topic and whatnot, but that's the thing. Talking about this and bringing it up in hopes that it will become a trending topic. It needs to get out here. There could be a 2-year-old out here. And we all need to keep our eyes open, and we need to spread awareness to this story. Still, there are things that are leading towards something else, which we will be talking about as well. But still, no matter what, we all should know about this story so that if we are looking on the side of this young kid being alive, we can keep our eyes open and find this young boy. And what I'm talking about is I am talking about 2-year-old Josiah Mitchell. He went missing about a week ago after, well, the father claims that he was taken from him. Obviously, there's new information here, which we will be getting into. But nonetheless, this young bundle of joy is not with his family right now. As you can see. And there have been claims of certain things, like he has been discarded in places that I just still can't believe. like a nearby pond or lake. There's also claims of maybe he was discarded in a landfill. But the last person to see him, to have this young boy in their possession, was this monster right here, alleged monster, by the name of Artavius North. He is the biological father of Josiah Mitchell. Now, the stuff that we're getting, the information that we have recently that has been coming out as of late, is pretty shocking, and it points towards the possibility of them looking for this young boy's remains. But nonetheless, I'm still holding on to hope that maybe their assumptions, their thoughts on that are wrong as far as law enforcement go. I'm hoping that they are wrong. But right now, they're in the middle of searching for this 2-year-old boy in a landfill. They're draining a lake right now and all that. But before we get into all that, and also what led, or how did Artavius, the father, get arrested? Why is he getting arrested and all that? Before we get into all that, we of course got to get into a little bit of the story, right? And this has been going on for the past 5-6 days already, about a week already. Okay. So I do want to share with you guys a little bit. And of course, before we get into it, of course, I'm going to jump in and out of this because of fair use and all that stuff. But I do want to share with you guys a little bit, some news clips and all that. So let's play this really quick. Be sure to hit the number 1 so that you guys can, so that I know that you guys can hear this. But let's rock and roll.
The search continues for a missing toddler, Josiah Mitchell. East Point police are draining a pond at an apartment complex where the boy may have last been seen. The 2-year-old's father originally said he was kidnapped, but now the boy's father is charged with lying about the child's disappearance. Fox 5's Christopher King is live in East Point tonight. And Christopher, what's the latest you're finding out right now?
Well, Christine, family and friends of that missing boy's mom are still out here. They've been out here all day as police try to empty this pond behind us. They're looking for any sign of that missing little boy. His family still hopes he's somewhere safe.
Now, before we go into everything, I just wanted to give you guys that little bit of a teaser. They are looking still right now as we speak, as of the most recent of reports, which we will be hearing in a little bit later on in this show. Family is canvassing the area. They're canvassing DeKalb County, Georgia, searching for this toddler right now as we speak. But I know that a lot of us want to know a little bit of a timeline of everything. How did this all go down? And of course, let me just say this again. Wait, what? Hold on, guys. Sorry. What the heck? Let me try that again. Sorry, guys. 1 second. 1 second. Had something up and now it is gone. Okay. So I know a lot of us want to know more of a breakdown of what happened, the timeline and all that. Now, one thing I will say before we jump into this article here that gives us a proper timeline of everything so far, let me just say this. Josiah's biological father, okay, because I don't know if he even should be called a father, but his biological father, Artavius North, claimed that a car filled with armed men cut him off while he was driving. These armed men came out of the car, held him at gunpoint, and took young Josiah Mitchell, put him in the car, and drove off. This is what the father claimed what happened on August 16th. Last week, y'all. This is what he claims. But obviously, as we are now knowing, Artavius, this alleged monster, has been detained for lying to the cops about this situation. Now, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I did want to share that with you guys really, really quick so that you guys get a proper idea of what we're walking down here, what kind of lane we're walking down. Now, this also reminds me of another story that I covered, and the name totally escapes me, but of another situation where a young boy was later on found in the mouth of an alligator. No lie. As they were searching for this young boy, they found him in a lake in the mouth of an alligator. Now, I don't know. I'm sure some of y'all remember this because I did cover this a few months back. But again, now we're dealing with another story where he said this guy is lying about the taking. He lies about the kidnapping just so that he can save his own booty. So where is Josiah? That's the question. So before we, as I'm asking that question over and over and over again, we got to get a look at this timeline, which let me blow this up so that you guys can see this a little bit better. Okay. But Wednesday, hold on. Okay. Wednesday night, August 16th, Josiah was first reported missing by his father, Artavius North, who claimed the child was taken during an armed robbery. The very next day, the very next morning, on the 17th, that's Thursday morning, DeKalb County Police sent out an alert asking for the public's help. Later in the day, police mentioned that they requested an Amber Alert from the GBI, but claimed the disappearance did not meet that criteria, which I do find interesting. I mean, if they found out this later, right? If they had found out about this, the truth, the alleged truth from Artavius later, they may not have used the Amber Alert because maybe they really didn't need it at that particular time. That could be a possibility here. Like clearly the last person to see this young child was the father. Now, maybe the father at that time, before they were about to use the Amber Alert, maybe he started squawking. Maybe he started to talk. And that's a good possibility here. But let's continue. Specifically, GBI said it was lacking enough descriptive information about the person who took this young child and the vehicle. Remember, he just said a car, a black sedan, pulled up, armed men came out, got out of the car, held him at gunpoint, and they took this young boy. Period. So Thursday afternoon, DeKalb County Police released an update stating that this taking, I got to use these code words, unfortunately, guys, can no longer be verified. In other words, they found out that this mother lover, Artavius, was lying. Shortly after, the family posts about heading to Lakeview Apartments in East Point to search. They are joined by East Point Police, DeKalb Police, and game wardens searching buildings and surrounding woods. That night, DeKalb County jail records show the child's father was booked and charged with false statements and false report of a crime. He hasn't got the M yet. He hasn't been slapped with the M yet. But it's coming. I hope it's not coming, but it's possibly coming here, y'all. Police later provide an update saying Josiah's father was arrested for making false reports to police that he was robbed at gunpoint and the toddler was taken. Police said that was all made up. Bags of evidence were taken from the East Point complex Thursday night, which is where he lives, where his apartment is. It is not clear, though, how any of the evidence might fit into this case. Hey, any piece of information you can get, the better, period. So on the 18th, the very next day, East Point police now take over the investigation. Crews begin searching a Griffin landfill as well as a lake by the apartment complex from the day before. The father had been staying there, according to the child's mother. Officers note that these are not necessarily leads, but rather they are trying everything and checking off boxes. Now, you know, because this echoes so many different stories, so many different cases that we've covered over the past few years, actually, to be honest. And the fact that they now know that he's not telling the truth, that he lied, he made false reports about everything. Okay, so there's that. But that doesn't automatically mean that they're looking for, or that doesn't automatically say that they are looking for remains. But I also wonder what Artavius said to police for them to know for a fact that he was lying in the first place. Now, it could be something that he said. He may have said something that was like, wait a second, now your story's changing. You said at first it was a black sedan, now you're saying it's a gray sedan. Or at first you said you were driving on this road and then this particular thing happened, so on and so forth, right? So maybe through his interrogation, he started to slip up. But you'd think that if they realized that he made a false report and that he straight up lied, liar, pants on fire, that maybe they would get a little bit more information from him so that they could find out exactly where Josiah is. The other thing I also want to remind you too is think about Brian Walsh. I know we just talked about that. We just talked about that mother lover yesterday. The world's dumbest monster. One of the world's dumbest monsters, okay? Now, he's still maintaining his innocence. He's still saying that he didn't do a doggone thing. We already saw the laundry list of things that are pitted up against him, showing for a fact that this dude did something to Anna Walsh. But one thing that I do want to point out is that just because they have all these things, all this evidence pitted up against him, does not bring her home. Her remains are still out there somewhere in Massachusetts. Somewhere in the great state of Massachusetts, y'all. She is still out there. So it's the same thing with this situation here too. You got a guy who has been slipping up, this monster who's sitting there yapping, saying, yeah, you know, dudes pulled up and put the gun to my face and they took my baby and blah, blah, blah. And then now you're finding out that it's all a big fat ass lie. But he's not squawking. He's not speaking up. He's not saying exactly where he may have left baby Josiah. The other thing you have to consider as well is maybe there was a mental break. He had a psychotic break and he blacked out. He doesn't remember anything. That could be a possibility too. Not saying that it is the absolute ultimate possibility, but it is a possibility nonetheless. You hear that, what I just said? Possibility. It could be a possibility nonetheless. So let's continue. And we got some video clips we're going to look at, some news clips we're going to look at here in a second. But Artavius on the 19th has a magistrate court appearance where he is denied bond. Damn right. He should be denied bond. All right. So on Monday, the 21st, this past Monday, y'all, East Point police confirm that North is the only person of interest in this case at this particular time, as of Monday. They also confirm that nothing was found in the lake after taking multiple days to drain it. Officers said that they are working with other agencies as well as interviewing new people and those previously interviewed. So obviously they're doing everything they can to find this young boy. But they drained a lake and there was no sign of Josiah. But see, and this is the thing, and we got some news clips which we are going to get into here in a second here. But one thing that really just grinds my gears, one thing that I just don't fully understand is you do this unthinkable thing. You do this, you allegedly do this thing. This is the same thing like I talked about yesterday with Anna Walsh. And so I'm going to repeat it again. So if I sound like a broken record, I don't care. But one thing that I find very interesting and frustrating as hell, if you admitted to guilt, we don't know what happened in that room. We weren't in that interrogation room, man. If we could be in those four walls, right? Within those four walls. But if he did go and say, okay, I done did it. I did this, this, and this. Or if he just said, hey, I put him on the side of the road. He was still alive when I left him, which I'm hoping that's the case, which I know is still terrible. But at the same time, that would still mean that Josiah would still be alive right now. Let's keep it real. If that was the case, that's one thing. But if you did the unthinkable to your own pride and joy, your own flesh and blood, wouldn't you do everybody the service of at least saying where you left Josiah's remains? For the family, at least. So the family can have a place to pay their respects so that they can properly lay that young boy to rest if he is not alive anymore? Wouldn't you just speak up and just say, yes, I did this. Here, I put him here in this particular area. There, he's over there. You know exactly what you did. And you know exactly where you put him. So why don't you speak up and give the respect that he deserves and that family deserves as well? That young boy is not resting in peace right now. Not right now. It's ridiculous, guys. That's messed up. And the thing is I get it. Some of these, well, no, I don't get it. I mean, I don't condone it, but some of these monsters think that, oh, if you can't find it, then there's no crime, right? Crime is still committed. The crime is still committed. So let me play a little bit of this right here. But again, this dude, this dude, this monster had the audacity to say, yeah, he did his own version of Carly Russell. Yeah, what had happened was car pulled up, armed dudes came out, I had to give the baby away. But I'm unharmed, I'm fine. When in actuality, he did something sinister. And now he's not even speaking up and telling us where this young boy is. What kind of... Some people, I got words I want to say right now, but I know children are listening. I'm trying to be a good man, but man, do I have words. I have words. Let's continue. Hit that number one. Let me know you guys can hear this as well. And like I said, actually, before I get into this, before we go into this clip, okay, now that I have a bunch of you guys in here watching, I appreciate every single last one of y'all. Seriously, it really does mean the world to me. If you guys aren't here, I'm talking to basically a piece of plastic with a glass on it, okay? But I need you guys to do me this favor. Please share. Hashtag his name. Say his name. Put awareness out here. I know we have so many cases that we cover. I know that there's so many missing people out here, and which is a travesty in itself. But if you could just give 2 seconds by just hashtagging Josiah Mitchell and just share his photo, even an article, a link to an article, whatever it may be, share. This family and this young boy, hoping to sweet baby Jesus, this baby is still alive. I'm hoping that we can bring him home alive as quickly as possible. I know that they're looking at lakes and they're looking at landfills right now, but at the same time, maybe there's a glimmer of hope in here that we can find this young boy alive. He is 2 years old. I'm going to show you his face one more time. I'm dead ass. This stuff angers me so much. 2 years old. 2, guys. Again, his name is Josiah Mitchell. It's J'_ASIAH Mitchell with 2 L's. Please, hashtag, share this feed, share this video on X. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, share this feed. Get the word out. There's a family that really needs our help. Let's continue. Hit the number 1, you guys, and let me know you guys can hear this. Let's rock and roll.
Today, East Point police interviewed a number of people in an effort to find 2-year-old Josiah Mitchell. Last week, the boy's father claimed the child had been kidnapped, but police say he lied about his son's disappearance. Nearly a week has passed with no sign of the little boy. Fox 5's Deidre Dukes is live in DeKalb, where the family plans to canvass the area this afternoon. Deidre.
That's right, Alex, and the family telling me they plan to canvass this area this afternoon because this is where Josiah's father claimed he had been kidnapped, even though police do say that that was a lie. Still, the family believes that someone in this area may know something that could help them locate the child.
Now, one thing, hold on. This is I'm glad we paused here because this is another face, another photo of his beautiful face. I know somebody just asked on Facebook if I could spell his name again. So really quick, J'_ASIAH Mitchell with 2 L's. Very, very simple. Okay. So Josiah Mitchell. But as you can see, the family's not giving up hope. They're going to do everything they can so that they can bring this young boy home. And this is as of yesterday afternoon, if I'm correct. Now, if there's been any updates since then, I have yet to see it right now. But still, nonetheless, we need to be out here helping this family, combing the streets, combing the woods, looking at as many spots as we can to find this young boy. Again, one more time, J'_ASIAH Mitchell with 2 L's. I know some people spell names differently. So just so you guys know, there it is. Let me just share it right there. Bang. I don't even know which way. This right here. You know what I mean. There. I am directionally challenged today. But you see what I'm saying. Thank you, Debbie. Exactly. All right. So please, hashtag, share. I'm sure the family would really appreciate it. Okay. But let's continue here. Look at that beautiful face. 2, guys. 2. Let's rock and roll.
Josiah Mitchell's mother is now raising money to fund search efforts for her child. The 2-year-old's family launching a GoFundMe as East Point police announced the boy's father, 23-year-old Artavius North, is now considered a person of interest in the boy's disappearance.
We want to either pay for helicopters or whatever we need to do to search for Josiah, ground-wise, air-wise, state to state, like drones, whatever we need to look for my grandchild, my daughter's child.
I spoke with Josiah's maternal grandmother, Larissa Mitchell, by phone.
Our presence to be known that we're looking for Josiah. Somebody's going to know where Josiah is and we're going to find him.
She told.
Yes. And I think that by us talking about this, by hashtagging his name, by plastering our social medias with his face, this helps us get the family closer to finding this baby boy. Now, really quick, I do want to share this with you guys because it is here. And the thing is, too, is that what I find really amazing is, man, the GoFundMe account has been created. It is here, and I'm gonna put that in the chat right now so that you all can see this. And if you want to donate, if you want to contribute and all that, you can definitely do that. I'm putting that in the chat right now. I am pinning it to the top of the YouTube chat right now as we speak as well, just so that you guys know. One thing, please do not forget to hit that like button down below. Please do that if you haven't done that yet. Also, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. All that stuff, by you commenting, by you liking and all that stuff, it does help this story get out here. Again, this is not a story that a lot of people know about. A lot of y'all coming in going, I don't even know about this. What's this story for real? Who Josiah? Real talk. This family needs our help. One thing I will say about Josiah, and it's Josiah, everybody. They're just trying to raise $8,000. That should take just less than a day to raise by us talking about this, by you guys looking at the GoFundMe and just putting in $1. I'm telling you, they need help so that they can find this young boy. So I do want to share this. The mother, her name is ASIAH. Okay. So she is the one who created this. Help find Josiah. And like I said, they're only trying to get $8,000. Some other stories that I've done, like Johannes Kadane, I mean, that GoFundMe is trying to raise $100,000, which is a whole lot of quiche. I'll say that. But nonetheless, this family is just trying to raise $8,000. It is that small and that simple. But if we all throw in a little bit of change, maybe we can get them to their goal before the end of the day. It's still early, y'all. I mean, on the West Coast, it's 8:30 in the morning. Their day, all them just getting up. You feel me? So, please share. Let's read what they said here. The mother said, "Excuse me. My name is ASIAH Mitchell. I'm a single mother in search of my son who's said to be taken by his father, which police say isn't true. We are searching everywhere, driving on foot and everything in between in order to find Josiah. If you're willing to contribute, anything helps and will go towards the search. Gas, flyers, a vehicle, etc. Anything we can do to help and spread awareness. I need help. And it has taken everything in me to ask. My family and I thank you for anything you're able to contribute, or even just saying a prayer. I sincerely thank you. Please keep Josiah and our family in your prayers and thought. All I want is to bring my son home safe and unharmed." And again, if you guys can go, all right. I've already posted it in the chats already. But like I said, I'm not turning to you and going, hey, donate $1,000. I'm not even saying that. All I'm saying is, if you can contribute $1, it doesn't matter. 50 cents, 25 cents, a penny. It doesn't matter. It's still contributing. It's still motion for them because they need things. And this is a real thing. This is a real story. This ain't no Carly Russell BS. This young boy is nowhere to be found, and all they're asking for is $8,000. Not 60 grand, not $100,000, just $8,000. So if you can, please do what you can. But also, contribution still can be, if you're tight on money, which is totally understandable. Another way of contributing is hashtagging his name, sharing this feed, sharing an article, sharing his beautiful photo. I mean, look at this kid. I mean, come on. This is a beautiful, beautiful kid. Look at him. By you sharing his photo, by you hashtagging his name, I'm hoping that we can get closer to getting him home. Okay? But let's continue on. Now, they were draining a lake, right? We talked about that before. They were draining a lake. And apparently it didn't come up with anything. All right. But I do want to share that with you still nonetheless, because it is part of the story. It is part of the timeline that we know of. And this was published on the 18th. So police in Fulton County, Georgia, began draining a small lake near an apartment complex Friday in East Point, a day after the father of 2-year-old Josiah Mitchell was arrested for lying about the toddler's disappearance. Josiah went missing Wednesday night while in care of his father, who initially told police the boy was taken by armed men while he was leaving a separate apartment complex and in DeKalb County. I keep on saying Calb, but DeKalb County. North was arrested Thursday for making false reports, false statement and false report of a crime after DeKalb County Police Department said an investigation found there was no robbery or taking. All right. And of course, there he is again. There's that monster. So police also searched a landfill in Griffin, Georgia as part of the investigation. I'm overwhelmed. I'm tired, exhausted, scared. This is what the mother said, according to Fox 5, after she and the boy's grandmother had initially given a public plea for these monsters to return him unharmed following North's alleged lie. So at that time, of course, during the time that he went missing, and there were claims that our men jumped in and took his child against his will. They later on found out that was a bold-faced lie. So, DeKalb County Homicide Unit, which handles missing person cases, said North's arrest is turning over they're turning over the investigation to the East Point Police Department. He was of course, Josiah was last seen at the East Point apartment complex. It's really crucial. This is a 2-year-old boy. This is one of the East Point, one of the officers of the East Point Police Department said, we have to find this boy. So again, they are still trying to find this young boy. At first, they drained a whole lake. Then they went and they're searching, or they at least started searching through a landfill, for crying out loud. But what's frustrating about this is, you know for a fact that this, I'm just going to call him the alleged father. The alleged father, you know for a fact, the alleged father knows exactly where he left Josiah. Whether the Josiah was alive at that time or if he had passed on, doesn't matter. He knows exactly where this young boy is. And why is he withholding this information? It just doesn't make sense to me, guys. It just doesn't. But I got another clip for you guys that I want to share with you guys as well. So let's take a look at this. Hold on.
We're hearing from a DeKalb County mother who is desperate to find.
Come on. I hate when it does this.
Her missing 2-year-old. He's been gone for nearly 18 hours. This is ASIAH Mitchell. He was reportedly kidnapped at the Aspen Woods Apartments on Flat Shoals Road around 11:30 last night. This is what ASIAH Mitchell just told Fox 5's Christopher King.
Please bring my baby back safe and unharmed. Because he's more than what y'all think he is. Just he wouldn't be with his father because he has more people here that love him.
There are a lot of unanswered questions in this case. This afternoon, DeKalb County Police say they were unable to verify details of the reported kidnapping. Fox 5's Deidre Dukes has followed this story all day. She joins us live from the DeKalb County Police Department. So, Deidre, we're also hearing from the child's grandmother about all this.
And right now, she is out with her daughter, actively searching for her grandson, stopping at various locations. At the same time, she is urging anyone who knows where he is to come forward. And she tells us tonight she also has questions about the disappearance.
Take them anywhere. Just leave them and let us know where he is and let us pick him up, or just tell somebody to call somebody and we'll come get him. But please just give them to us, please.
We spoke with Josiah Mitchell's maternal grandmother by phone as DeKalb police searched for the 2-year-old. Josiah was reportedly kidnapped at the Aspen Woods Apartments on Flat Shoals Road at around 11:30 Wednesday night. Mitchell made an emotional plea for his safe return Thursday.
Please.
Now, one thing though, of course, this is 5 days ago, this video. So this is a little dated. This is a little bit from the very beginning when they thought that he was just taken. When a black sedan pulled up with a bunch of armed men and against the alleged father's will, the young boy was taken from his own grasp. Of course, this is the information that they received at that particular time. And of course, the family was desperately trying to find out where their young boy was. Now, I'm still wondering, what was it that was told, or what was it that was found out during the interrogation with Artavius North, the father of Josiah? It does make you wonder, like, what made him speak up, or what was it that he did for police to find out? Oh no, you just lied right now, son. That's a bold-faced lie right there. Tell us some more. But so far, as of today, a whole week later, they are still searching for this young boy. Now, somebody just asked on Facebook, which is a very good question. Kay just asked, why would they just go and drain this lake? Very good question. I don't know. Unless the alleged monster is just saying things and misleading police and saying, oh no, he could be in the lake, he could be in the landfill, he could be in the middle of the woods. I don't know. I really don't know. And that's the part that's really frustrating as well. Why put all that time and energy and money, taxpayers' money, by the way, to go and drain a lake? Now, of course, I get it. I'm not knocking 5-0 for doing what they're doing. They're doing their doggone job. But I'm sure he's not fully cooperating. And what I mean by Artavius may not be fully cooperating with police and is just saying a whole bunch of muck, throwing off police. He could also be claiming, I blacked out. I don't remember anything. All I know is that he was with me and now he gone. He could be doing that too. That's a possibility. But I do know that the apartment complex, the lake, the landfill, all are within the area of each other. So they could just be retracing the area, saying, okay, the alleged taking, when he said that a black sedan cut him off and a bunch of armed men jumped out of the ride and did all this stuff, that could be the actual area in which that could be where the story is, where they said, okay, you were cut off right here. Okay, there's a lake over there. There's wooded area over here, whatever may be in that surrounding area. So they're doing everything they can to find out what's going on. But this clearly, to me, shows that Artavius is not being cooperative. He may have been caught in a lie, maybe confess to that, maybe not. But it's not like he's sitting there and telling police, yeah, he's right there. Or last I saw him, he was here. And that's the frustrating part of this story as well. Because again, it doesn't make any sense for them to suddenly just literally drain a lake and find nothing. Unless he's telling them stuff and throwing them completely off, which makes no sense as well. It just doesn't. To me, there's a possibility that this piece of work could still be trying to maintain his innocence, so he's not talking. So the police are like, all right, you ain't gonna say nothing, we gonna find him. And when we find him, we about to nail your ass. That's it. So that could be it as well. It's frustrating, guys. We got more. Let's get into this, guys. So Josiah's family pledged to search high and low as whereabouts are still unknown. Now, they did say that of course, the search for this young boy has expanded and now has gone to a landfill. And this is after they drained this lake. They drained the lake. Let me remind you, they drained the lake and they found nothing, which is very frustrating. So now they're looking at a nearby landfill in hopes that maybe they can find Josiah's remains. Let's get into this. So police in Georgia have expanded their now 5-day search for missing 2-year-old. For a missing 2-year-old beyond the apartment complex and lake where his father, who has been charged with giving false statements. He hasn't been charged with M yet, guys. He hasn't been charged with M. All right. He has been charged with lying about this young boy being taken. Efforts to find young Josiah Mitchell expanded to a landfill in Griffin, which sits outside Atlanta, and nearly 50 miles from where the boy was first reported missing. Authorities have had previously drained a lake near an East Point apartment complex near where his father was staying and Josiah had frequently visited. Police are unable to locate Josiah at either location. Now, we already know that the young boy, the toddler, went missing on Wednesday night. And of course, he lied about being held at gunpoint while they took young Josiah. So right now, or as of yesterday, because this is when when this whole thing was reported, yesterday morning, or 2 days ago, to be exact, they were in the middle of looking through a landfill. So I'm hoping that they are still in the middle of searching this landfill, because it's a landfill. It's not that easy, right? It's not that easy to just go through some landfill and find remains. I mean, you got to remember, it's a lot of stuff. If you guys remember Quentin Simon, for example, if you remember Quentin Simon, that whole story, his remains were found in a landfill, but that took some time. That took a long time, guys. Okay. Now, Moody Morgan just said, "Where's Mama?" Mama is exactly where she needs to be, trying to find her son. That's exactly where she's at right now. Just so you guys know. Zozo Bob, yep, that literally I just said that. Reminds me of Quentin Simon's story, the 20-month-old Georgia boy who went missing from last year, found in one. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So there could be a possibility that the father, the one who claims to be the father, all right, discarded this young boy in a landfill. There's a possibility of that. Now, let me just check something real quick. I'm just trying to see if there's any more information. See if there's anything about the landfill as well. But from, just to see if there's any more newer updates. And so far, this is all we have so far. I mean, of course, there's the timeline, which I gave you guys. They already drained a lake. They went through a whole doggone lake to find this 2-year-old toddler. They're still doing a whole lot more work. They're still searching. And right now, they're in the middle of looking through a landfill, which is 50 miles away from where the father even lives. At the end of the day, yes, Patrice, 100%, pretty much. He a donor. Some people just need to, some people just need to, some parents don't need to have a license to parent. That's all I'm going to say about that. But this is what we have up to date so far. We do know that this young boy is missing. He could be gone. They could be looking for his remains right now. I am hoping that they find him. I'm hoping that they find him okay. But, as things are moving in this story and where they are specifically looking for him right now, it's telling us a different end to this story. I hate to hear that. I hate to talk about that or sound like that, but that could be the reality that we're looking at here very, very soon. But nonetheless, there is a 2-year-old still missing out there. So that's the reason why I wanted to bring this story up, letting you guys know what's going on in the world, what's going on with this particular case, because I know we get wound up with the Rex Heuermans and the Brian Kobergers and the big title stories, but we forget that there are other people that are in real need of help out here, that there are families that are in real need of attention and focus. Because if we focus on this and put some energy and time into it, we can get that person or that loved one back home safely and hopefully alive. So, again, I will show you his face again. Josiah Mitchell, he's 2 years old. He went missing last Wednesday night. His father claimed that a car pulled up, held him at gunpoint and took this young boy. That was not the case. That was not the truth. The father now is arrested. He is held up right now because of filing false reports and making a false statement about the disappearance of his own flesh and blood, Josiah Mitchell. And now, right now, after draining a lake, they're in the middle of searching through an entire landfill in hopes that they can maybe find this young boy's remains. I'm hoping that we're able to find him. Really? I'm hoping it's not in the landfill. I'm hoping that he's just somewhere playing, but just being held unknowingly for him because he's 2 years old, unknowingly being held against his will. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that they'll be able to find him and bring him home alive. But if they can't do that, I'm just hoping that they're able to find him, period. So my thoughts and prayers go out to the family, and this is why I'm bringing it up. To bring it up. Hashtag his name. Put the word out there. Let people know this family needs our help. Real quick, thank you so much, Charlie Miller, for the 2. I appreciate it. Just got a sick feeling they might find them there. I mean, if they're looking there, there's a possibility. But you know what I want to say? What blows my mind, and this is just me, just shooting from the hip. Okay, so I still just don't get how somebody can go and do something unthinkable. That's one thing. But then second, landfill. That doesn't make sense to me at all. Or big body of water. Yeah, that's going to solve my problems. I don't get how somebody can go out of their way to do something like that and think that that's okay. First off, think that it's okay. And honestly, think of that as a place to rid of your supposed pride and joy. I just don't get it. Same thing with Leilani Simon, with the Quentin Simon story. It doesn't make any sense. She allegedly did something to that young boy, and then she instantly, I'm going to put him in the trash. Same thing with this situation, Josiah. I just don't, I'm trying to compute it. I'm trying to math it together. It's the good-natured, good-hearted people don't think like that. Let me take my baby and put it in a landfill? I just don't, like I said, I don't know how it, I don't know how it equates in that way. And yet, time and time again, as we report these stories, as we talk about these stories, more and more, do we hear these kinds of stories? Somebody really goes out of their way and thinks about this in the back of their head? Like, never in my life would I ever, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to, landfill. No. Same thing with the little boy that was found in the alligator mouth in the lake. What makes you think that how does that even cross your mind? How? I still don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. Anyway, guys, that's the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really does mean a lot. Thank you so much. Please do me that favor. Share this feed, share this story, share his hashtag, put his name out here. There's a family that is in serious need. There's also the GoFundMe link that's pinned to the top of the chat. They're trying to raise $8,000, y'all. Let's help them get there. Let's help them get there quickly. Man, it's crazy. So I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really does mean a lot. Don't forget, hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on Facebook down below. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to crush that subscribe button. And also, if you're watching on Facebook, what's up, Facebook fam? Hit that follow button on my Facebook page. It'd be greatly appreciated. And of course, it'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Anyway, guys, it is time to get going. I got some other shows and other stories I'm going to get to you guys today. We got a lot of work today. So please be sure to make sure that notification bell is on if you're watching on YouTube so that you know whenever I upload or whenever I go live, because it is random, okay? But I got some stories to tell, so get ready, guys. A lot more coming today. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.